Hey, blessings to my FCA family. Man, I didn't get to see you guys as yo was in the training here in Orlando on Wednesday and Thursday. I was going to do the devotionals in the mornings, but things didn't work out, and I was really excited to do it. And so I was such an excitement, and lately my life has been that I get a lot of opportunities to preach. So it's not just to preach, but I think it was a excitement to share what I felt that I was supposed to speak to you guys. So I decided to make a video, um, and this is what I wanted to communicate. Exodus chapter 3 talks about Moses when he goes up and he sees the burning bush, and it says he saw the bush that it was on fire, but it did not burn up or wasn't consumed. My question to you guys was going to be, if the bush was consumed, what would happen? The fire would burn out, right? So if something's on fire and it consumes it and it burns up, then it burns out. So I really wanted to talk to you about being on fire but not burning out. And when Moses looked at that bush, it was really something supernatural. So we use that verbiage, that vernacular, right? Like, being on fire for God. And most FCA reps and area directors, we on fire for God. We're passionate for the Lord. And through FCA, we have so many opportunities to do so many things. And we could be on fire, but then we could burn out. And we have to protect ourselves from that, from burning out. That was one thing that I wanted to share with you. The other thing I want to share with you is in 2 Samuel. This has to do with water, as you hear the lightning in the background. 2 Samuel chapter 23 talks about David and his mighty men of valor, and it talks about these three guys. One of them, it says that he killed 800 people in one occasion with a spear. Another guy, stood in the middle of a pea patch and fought off the Philistines. And then a third person, it says that, man, he was slaying so many with the sword that his hand got frozen to the sword. Like his hand became a part of the sword. And man, your life is a part of ministry, and you're out there doing the work. But then it says this. It says that David said, man, as they was in this cave, he said, man, if I could get some of that water that I used to get in Bethlehem. When he said that, it says, and you could read it starting from like the 13th verse, it says that they heard that and they went out to get David a glass of water. Now, we could speculate and all that, but who knows how much water they brought back? I mean, they had to go to Bethlehem. And when I read that here recently, it really struck a chord in me, because I was like, if they was at the cave of Adullam and they went to Bethlehem, that was a 12-mile walk. So they went 12 miles through the ranks of the enemy and came back 12 miles. Couldn't carry like these big things of water, but just to bring some water back for their friend. And I thought about that, man, 15, 20 minute per mile, 24 miles, that's an 8-hour journey that they went to give their friend a cold glass of water. If you're not going to burn out, if you're not going to get weary, you got to have people around you that love you enough to bring you water. I was thinking about sharing this story that one of our staff members was telling us that one of the teachers got almost beaten to death by a student, and it says that they talked to the student afterwards, and he said, I would have killed him, but I got tired. Beat this football coach with his bare hands until he got tired, almost killed this coach. And I started thinking, those that need a cup of cold water. I remember, over 10 years ago, one of my teachers got punched in the face by a student, had her jaw wired shut, and she was about to give up. Man, and I would encourage her, don't give up. And she did a FCA with me for 10 years. She just retired last year. We gave her an award, a legacy award for her work in the inner city schools. Man, it was a blessing every year to bring her a cold glass of water so that she wouldn't burn out, because she was a mighty person for the Lord. There's all kind of mighty people around you. I called the coach today and said, hey, coach, some people never, billions of people, I told them, never win one football game as a head coach. Have you? I haven't. But I said, and billions of people go through life and never lead somebody to the Lord, and you've done both of them. And man, that was like a cup of cold water for him. You know, when those mighty men brought David that cup of cold water, he looked at it, and because everybody couldn't get one, he poured it out on the ground. You know, your boy right here, y'all hear me, I've been to jail and all that. You know what was one of my charges? Attempted murder on a school teacher. So you never know who you're going to minister to when you bring that cup of cold water. And David looked at all the men and women who had died in war, and he wouldn't just selfishly partake of that water, and he poured it on the ground. In the hood, we used to do that. You know, before Christ, you take your beer and you pour some on the ground for those that are not there. Man, all that is people trying to honor other people. If you're not going to burn out, learn to honor other people and surround yourself with people that'll bring you a cup of cold water. I pray that whenever you get to listen to this devotion, that man, it just refreshes you, because we love you. Your co-staff love you. Your directors and your representatives, they love you. The school teachers, administrators, coaches, student athletes, they love you and they appreciate everything that you do. So make sure that you're like that fire that doesn't burn out, because you are supernaturally putting yourself before the Lord and asking Him to be that fire that keeps your candle lit. God bless you. Love you guys.